You've worked hard for decades to build your retirement savings. But here's the truth. Just a few small mistakes can drain your nest egg faster than you think. In this video, I'll reveal the 5 most common retirement mistakes people over 50 make, and most importantly, how you can avoid them so you can secure the retirement you truly deserve. Hi, I'm Mark Davis. Welcome to the channel where we keep financial advice simple, clear, and easy to apply. If you're in your 50s or early 60s and you want to make sure your retirement savings last, this video is for you. Stay with me until the end because I'll share a simple framework you can use to protect your money for the rest of your life. Mistake 1. Relying only on Social Security. Let's start with the first mistake, relying only on Social Security. A lot of people believe that once they hit retirement age, Social Security will be enough to cover all their living expenses. But the truth is very different. On average, Social Security replaces only about 30 to 40% of your pre-retirement income. Think about that for a moment. If you are making, say, $60,000 a year before retiring, you might only receive $20,000 to $24,000 from Social Security. That's a big drop. Now, will $20,000 a year be enough to pay for housing, food, healthcare, and maybe even some travel or hobbies? For most people, the answer is no. And that's why relying on Social Security alone is such a dangerous mistake. What you need is a backup plan. That could mean maintaining a retirement account like a 401k or IRA, continuing to invest in a balanced portfolio, or even creating small income streams, things like part-time consulting, freelancing, or rental income. The key point is this: Social Security should be a piece of your retirement puzzle, not the whole picture. If you treat it as your only source, you're setting yourself up for financial stress instead of financial freedom. Mistake 2. Not diversifying investments. The second mistake is not diversifying your investments. I see this all the time. Some people put all their money into the stock market, hoping for big growth. Others swing the opposite way, keeping everything in bonds or cash because they're afraid of risk. But here's the problem. Both extremes are dangerous. If you're all in on stocks, a big market downturn could cut your savings in half right when you need it most. On the other hand, if you play it too safe with only bonds or cash, your money may not grow enough to keep up with inflation. And over a retirement that could last 20 or even 30 years, inflation can quietly eat away at your lifestyle. The smarter approach is balance. Diversification means spreading your money across different assets, stocks for growth, bonds for stability, and maybe even real estate for additional income. When one area is down, another might be up, and that helps protect your nest egg. At this stage of life, you don't have decades to recover from big losses, but you still need growth to outpace rising costs. That's why diversification isn't just a strategy, it's a safety net for your retirement future. Mistake 3. Withdrawing too early. The third mistake is withdrawing too early. Now, I understand the temptation. Once you hit your early 60s, you finally become eligible to start pulling money from your retirement accounts or to claim Social Security benefits. For many people, that feels like a reward for years of hard work. But here's the catch. Just because you can withdraw doesn't mean you should. When you take money too soon, you cut off the potential for your savings to keep growing. Every extra year that money stays invested gives it more time to compound. And with Social Security, the difference can be dramatic. If you start collecting at 62, your checks will be much smaller compared to waiting until full retirement age. And if you delay past that, up to age 70, you can increase your benefit by as much as 8% for every year you wait. Think of it this way. Waiting is like giving yourself a guaranteed raise year after year. Of course, everyone's situation is different. If you truly need the money, you may have no choice. But if you can hold off, even for a few years, your retirement income will be stronger and more secure in the long run. Mistake 5. No withdrawal strategy. The fifth mistake is having no withdrawal strategy. I see this far too often. People spend decades saving for retirement, but when it's finally time to use that money, they just pull it out whenever they feel like it. Maybe they take a big chunk for a vacation or dip into the account whenever bills pile up. The problem is, without a clear plan, you risk running out of money much faster than you expect. Think of your retirement savings like a well. If you scoop out too much, too quickly, the well runs dry. That's why having a structured withdrawal plan is critical. One simple approach many experts suggest is the 4% rule. It means you withdraw about 4% of your total portfolio each year. For example, if you've saved $500,000, that's about $20,000 a year. Now, this rule isn't perfect for everyone. It doesn't account for all situations, like high medical costs or market downturns, but it gives you a steady, safer guideline to start with. The point is, be intentional. Treat your withdrawals like a paycheck, not like random spending money. That discipline can make the difference between financial security and running short in your later years. Tip: forgetting inflation. Here's a bonus mistake that often gets overlooked: forgetting about inflation. Even in retirement, the cost of living doesn't stand still. Prices keep creeping up: groceries, utilities, medical bills, even that cup of coffee you enjoy each morning. Over 10 or 20 years, those small increases add up in a big way. If your retirement savings just sit there without growing, you're quietly losing buying power every year. Think about it. What cost $1 20 years ago might cost $2 or $3 today. The same thing will happen over the next 20 years of your retirement. That's why balancing safety with growth is so important. Many people play it too safe, putting everything in cash or low interest accounts. The problem is, your money doesn't keep up with inflation that way. On the other hand, you don't want to take on too much risk either. The key is a mix: having enough stable investments to protect your savings while keeping part of your portfolio in assets that can grow over time, like stocks or real estate. That balance ensures your nest egg not only lasts, but also keeps its value. Remember, it's not just about saving money, it's about preserving what your money can actually buy. So, to recap, relying only on Social Security, failing to diversify, withdrawing too early, ignoring healthcare costs, and not having a withdrawal plan, plus forgetting about inflation, are mistakes that can ruin your retirement. Avoid these, and you'll be on track for a secure, confident retirement. Thanks for watching. If this video was helpful, please hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's planning their retirement. I'm Mark Davis, and I'll see you in the next video.